Allow your eyes to close. If you need to adjust your seat, please do that. Take a moment just to pull your shoulders up to your ears. Notice the sensation, what that feels like, the squeezing around your upper traps and your shoulders, and then slowly press your shoulders down and away. Think of grounding down toward the earth. And then do that just a few times. Inhale and squeeze up. There could be almost a lightness like the wind carrying your shoulders up. And as you exhale, really press down and to settle into your body. Try that one more time. Coming up, lifting, and then just pressing down. And this time as you press down, think of pressing down through your feet, through your sitting bones, down toward the earth. And then let the shoulders relax. Let your belly be soft for a few moments, no engagement. And swallow once, release your throat and upper palate. Create a small space between your upper and lower teeth, softening your jaw. And for just a few moments, consider this. Sometimes the wind makes me think of worry. What if you had no worries? What does that feel like in your body, in your mind? What if you had no worries? Even if it were just for a moment. No problems, no concerns, no worries. Can you allow yourself in practice this evening to weave that idea into your practice? No worries. Just this. All your problems have been solved. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. And turn your attention to your breath. Notice it coming into the body, and notice it leaving the body. If you can, breathing in and out through the nose. And invite your breath to grow from wherever it is right now. Growing into the lower belly, behind your navel, up through the ribs, front and back of the body, up toward your collarbones. Let the breath expand your body. And as you exhale, release from top to bottom, drawing back into your body as the breath leaves you. Inhaling, expanding and opening. Exhaling, releasing and letting go. Let each breath become a little deeper, fuller, more expansive than the last. Nothing to worry about. No problems. Just breath in and breath out. Touching base with yourself as you come into practice. Starting with the breath. Once more, take a deep breath in through the nose. And this time, hold the breath at the crown of the head. Notice a sense of lightness and fullness. If it's comfortable, bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of your mouth very lightly. Reach into that length of your tongue. And then when you need to take that breath out, relax your tongue, release your breath. As you release, come back into your body, grounding in. Do that one more time. Inhaling through the nose, reaching upward toward the crown of the head, holding the breath in, internal kumbha, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Holding as you watch the sensation, no worries. The breath is waiting for you when you're ready for it. And then relax your tongue, release your breath. Slowly begin to send your ribs over to the right side of the room, toward the front of the room, over to the left and back behind you. The hands can move to the knees or the thighs to give a little bit of support to the body, circling the upper body around the lower body. Just moving in a way that feels good to you. They can be really big circles or small circles. Letting your shoulders relax, letting your head relax. Continuing to breathe, you may consider breathing in as you come forward and breathing out as you go back. Finding a pace that feels generous, nurturing. Allow yourself to pause and then go in the opposite direction. What can you let go of as you circle this way? And bringing yourself back to stillness, back to center. Take a breath in, and on your exhalation, round your spine to the back of the room, chin coming in towards your throat. As you inhale, lift your tailbone, pull the ribs forward, open the front of your throat, pulling the shoulders back. And then exhale, draw the tailbone down, round to the back of the room, finding a seated cat and cow. And again, make it as big or small as feels good in your body. Inhaling, opening, exhaling, rolling back. Feeling the shoulder blades spread away from each other as you round toward the back of the room. Feel them draw in toward one another as you pull yourself forward. Taking one more breath like this. After the exhalation, come back up to neutral and center. Release your hands behind you and gently take your legs out in front of you. You can slide off of your blanket, sending it over to the side. Lean back into your hands, lift your sternum and begin to roll your feet around your ankles. Just releasing the sitting. And roll your feet the other way. See if you can spread your toes as you roll. Some good toe spreading. Good. And then roll your feet out. Outsides of your feet come toward the floor. As you inhale, bring the feet in, cross one over the other. And then do that a few times, alternating which foot is in front of the other. Keep your navel drawn in slightly, supporting your lower back. Just going where your legs go. And then the next time that you're coming in, slide the feet a little closer together so your big toes are touching. Lift your sternum and try and curl all your toes toward one another. And then fan them away. Turn the feet away and curl in and turn away. It's working on the outside. It's flip-flop season at the moment, and this is great for getting ready for flip-flops. And then bring the feet in, relax them, spread them out a little bit wider, walk your feet out about as wide as your mat, lighten your hands. You're gonna let your knees go side to side. It might be a really small side to side, or you might take it a little wider or a little bigger, lowering a little closer to the floor. Wherever you are, keep your sternum lifted. Good. And just doing the movement that feels okay in your hips. You might find yourself walking forward too. That's the wind. Just see if you can keep your sitting bones anchored right into the floor. And the next time that you're over towards the right, stay there. And just tap your left leg up and down a few times. You may or may not touch the floor, it doesn't really matter. Just move that leg up and down. Checking in with your outer thigh, inner thigh. And then slowly draw that leg all the way up. Let the knees float to the other side. This side may be different. And then just move that knee in and out a few times. And then inhale, come all the way back up to center. Walk your feet forward a little, and if you're on your blanket, you might want to take your feet off of your mat. And then your hands can stay back behind you if you need a little more support. Lift your sternum up. Feel an expanse across your collarbones. Press your feet into the floor and start to pull them towards you isometrically. Can you feel your thighs start to engage? Psoas engaging. Good, just breathing here. If you'd like to move a little bit farther or further, you can take your arms out, hold the shoulders down and away from your ears, and lean back a little bit. Don't lean all the way down into your lower back. Stay up in your sitting bones. Okay, so just working with your body, hug your navel in and soften your jaw. Find your breath. If it's comfortable, allow your eyes to close. There is nothing to worry about. You've got this in whatever shape it shows up for you. Different for everyone. Can you still allow your breath to be full and deep? At any time, the hands can come down. Just exploring sensation here. Pulling the feet toward you, lifting the sternum, sliding the shoulder blades down your back. Good, beautiful. You look great and strong. Hold the wind in between your hands and don't let it go anywhere. Notice that changes your sensation. And then from here, if it's safe for your back, you may first need to move yourself to the middle of your mat. Slowly start to roll yourself all the way down to the floor. And if coming down to the floor a different way works for you, do that. And then once you're down on the floor, lengthen the back of your neck and pull your knees one at a time into your belly. And then both knees will be hugging into the belly. And just let yourself rock a little bit side to side. Softening through the jaw, just rocking side to side, noticing. And then can you take your rock a little bit bigger? Can you let yourself roll a little more over toward that right side? Back through center and over to the left. You might try holding on one hand to each knee. And then let yourself roll all the way over onto your side so you're coming into almost a fetal position. And then lift one knee up, roll to your back, and roll over to the other side. Let your head go with you. Don't let the head get stuck. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, letting go. Good. Sometimes it's our head that makes us worry. It's our head that we get stuck in. Let yourself just move a little side to side, or a lot side to side. And if you're not all the way on your mat, feel free to wiggle yourself back into space on your mat. And then the next time that you're coming to center, stay there. Bring your hands behind your thighs. And as you inhale, straighten both feet up toward the ceiling, straightening your legs. As you exhale, bend the knees. Keep your lower back on the floor, abdominal wall engaged. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, release. And just do this a few times, checking in with your hamstrings. And just like you grew your breath, can you grow the length of the back side of your legs? So as you reach up, can you press through your heels a little bit? Saying hello to your hamstrings. And then next time that the feet are toward the ceiling, stay there. Keep the knees as bent as you need them to be. And then inhale your arms up toward the ceiling, palms facing one another. Letting yourself come into this simple, easy inversion. Turning yourself upside down. See, there's nothing to worry about when you turn yourself upside down. And then on your inhalation, take your arms out, away from each other, toward the floor, open wide. As you exhale, pull the arms in, and then hold here, take a breath in. On the exhalation now, open the arms wide, abdominal wall strong. Inhale, arms coming up. And just do this a few times, follow your breath. If it's too much to keep your legs up, you can bend your knees in towards your chest. You can also keep your feet on the floor. So decide what works best in your body. Work to press the heels up, but keep the sacrum on the floor, back of the neck long. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. The next time that your hands are coming up toward the ceiling, hold there. Pull your right knee into your chest, hands around the shin or around your thigh. As you exhale, lower your left leg down to the floor. Reaching out through the heel, lower back presses to the floor, shoulders move away from your ears. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, switch legs. Hugging the left leg in, pressing out through the right. And start to go back and forth. Using a hand position that works for you. If you'd like to work a little harder, you can keep your legs slightly off the floor when you release it. So one knee comes in, one leg is straight, and then switch. Like a bicycle. You don't have to bring the leg all the way back up to the ceiling. It's more like a bicycle ride. There you go. Pressing out through the heel, abdominal wall strong. But follow your breath. The next time the right knee is into the chest, hold there. Pull your shoulders toward the floor, elbows toward the floor. Press out through both heels. You can keep the left leg lifted off the floor just about an inch if you'd like, or keep it on the floor. Breathing into the half wind relieving pose. And then switch the legs one more time. This time keeping that left knee drawn into the chest, hugging into the belly, pressing out through the right heel. And then on exhalation, lowering the right leg to the ground. If it's off the ground, let the left leg go to meet the right. Turn your palms up, allow your eyes to close. Let the breath move into the body. Feel yourself releasing in toward the earth. And take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. With your next exhalation, bend your right knee, bring your foot flat to the floor, let the left leg follow. So both feet are flat on the floor, feet are about hip distance apart. Turn your palms down at your sides and press your palms into the earth. Notice how the chest opens and expands across the collarbones. And then soften the press of the hands. Press the palms down and release. And then turn the palms up. Press the back of the hands into the floor, opening up across the chest. And release. Press down and release. And let the arms relax, and on an exhalation, press into your feet and start to lift your hips and buttocks off the floor. Coming into just a bridge kriya, or movement in and out of bridge. As you exhale, go ahead and lower the hips down and move in and out, starting to warm up the spine. Just doing what you can. Pressing into the feet, lifting the hips up, lowering down. Lifting and lowering, pressing these in toward one another just a little bit. They're not really trying to touch, you're just trying to engage your adductors. And then the next time that you've lifted, hold there. Back of the neck stays long, press into the feet, lifting the hips up toward the sky, and then inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. If going all the way overhead is too much, you can hold them back up toward the ceiling. You can also keep them on the floor. Reach through your fingertips as you reach through the soles of your feet and breathe. Find a strong exhalation so that when you exhale, you're really feeling your navel draw in toward your spine, opening the front of your body, stretching through the psoas. If you can, take 3 more breaths here. If that feels like too many, go ahead and lower down. When your 3rd breath is done, on the exhalation, coordinate the movement of your arms, the movement of your hips to come all the way down to the floor. Once you've found the floor again, let the body release. Let the spine come back to neutral, reconnect with that grounding, with being held by the earth. If you'd like to straighten your legs, take a moment here to straighten one leg and then the other, reaching through the heels. And then wherever you are, take a moment to stretch your arms overhead. If you can hold on to your opposite elbows, do that. If you can't quite do that, you can just hold on to your hands over your head. Stretch the body, lengthening, pressing through the heels. And begin to walk your legs over toward the right front corner of your mat. Just as far as is comfortable. Both legs will go left and right. Both legs will go over to the right. And just notice that long side stretch coming into a half moon on the floor. Take a deep breath in, press through your heels, engage your abdominal wall, and tip slightly over to the right with your upper body. The head can go in any direction, but try and keep your shoulders on the floor. Keep your body on the floor, and just find your length by reaching. You can even imagine that you're trying to bring your right lowest rib to meet the top of your right hip. And then find your breath in your left side of the body. Full deep breaths in and out. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, start to bring the upper body back to center. Hug the navel in, and one at a time, start to move the legs toward the midline of your mat, or the center of your mat. Release your arms down at your sides. Let your legs relax and roll open. And give yourself a little wiggle or movement. Feeling a little more balance in the hips. Noticing the right and left side of your body. On your next inhalation, raise the arms up overhead. This time, cross your arms the other way. So whatever's not quite normal for you. Slightly engaging the abdominal wall. When you're ready, begin to walk your legs over toward the left front corner of your mat. Press through your heels. As you exhale, tip over toward the left, keeping the hips and the back of that right shoulder toward the floor. Expand into your breath. Notice sensation. There's nothing to worry about. Just breathe and be. Take one more breath here. And then with that next inhalation, bring the upper body back towards center. The lower body follows, one leg at a time. Release your arms. Take a moment just to feel. And then give yourself a little wiggle on your mat. What does that feel like, look like for you? A little shake, a jiggle, like you're a piece of jello on your mat. Someone's shaking. Just let yourself shake and let out a little and then come to stillness. Notice what that feels like in the body, any sensation of vibration or pulsing, silliness. And then when you're ready, on an exhalation, bend your knees again, bring your feet flat to the floor, walk your heels close to your buttocks. The feet are still about hip distance, keeping in mind that your hips are where your hip bones are. And then coming into a fuller bridge. If a smaller bridge works for you this time, do a smaller bridge. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, press into your feet. Start to lift your hips toward the sky as high as you feel comfortable going. And then begin to draw your shoulder blades together. Bring your hands underneath you. Thread your fingers together and press your knuckles toward your heels, opening up through the chest. Keep the face soft and relaxed, only doing what feels good to you. Press into your inner thighs. Press into the touch. Activate this one especially. A little more. Reaching out through the crown of the head, shoulders moving away from the ears. Let the sensation, whatever you're feeling without worry, build. Be here with the experience, breathing in and breathing out. You can always adjust and change, just like the wind changed direction. If you can, stay here for 3 more breaths, but if that feels like too many, let yourself come down. You know what coming out feels like. What if you stayed? Nothing to worry about. After that last breath, release your hands, lower the spine to the earth. Take a moment to allow the spine to come to neutral. Straighten your legs for a moment, and once more stretch the arms overhead, press out through the heels, breathing and lengthening the body. Take a full breath in, and then exhale, release the arms all the way down to your sides. Once more, bend your knees, and this time as you bend the knees, allow yourself to roll over onto your right side. You can rest your ear on your right bicep, or you can hook your elbow or bend your elbow and let your head rest on your arm like a pillow. So you decide what feels best for you. If your hips are sensitive, you may want to put that blanket back underneath your hips. And then go ahead and straighten your legs, stacking one hip on top of the other, pressing out through the soles of your feet. Find a long sensing your body from your heels out through the crown of your head. Draw your navel in slightly. And bring your left fingers to the floor in front of your chest or belly. Let them lightly touch the floor, almost as if they were tickling the floor or you were trying not to touch the floor. Notice what your balance feels like here, and then separate your legs. Take your top leg off your bottom leg and press out through both heels like you're standing on the ground. Starting to feel the strength in that side hip, glute med, glute min. This may be as far as you go. Or you can lift the bottom leg off the floor as well, coming into side boat, Parsvanavasana. Keep the feet separate, keep the legs separate so that they're doing their own work. Finding your balance here, grounding down through the side body, but also reaching through the feet, reaching through the crown of the head. Beautiful. Long boats. If you'd like to play with your balance, imagine lifting your fingers off the floor. Notice what that feels like first. You might be really wobbly. Let yourself wobble. That's the wind. And then you can also draw that left arm straight up toward the sky. Beautiful mass. Do what works right in your body right now. You can even keep the bottom leg on the ground. Full deep breaths in and out. As you exhale, release your left hand down to the floor. Lower the feet down to the floor, legs to the floor, bend the knees in. Take a breath in and soften the body. Can you feel relaxed here? Once more, supported by the earth. Take a moment just to straighten your legs, not all the way, but a little bit more than they are now. The bottom knee stays slightly bent. And then draw your left heel toward your buttocks. That may be as far as you go. If you can go a little bit more, take your left hand to your left foot and begin to press your foot into your hand, pressing your sternum forward, pressing the hips forward, coming into a side bow pose. Let your left shoulder relax and try not to lock your left elbow. Sorry, not side bow. It is a little bit like a bow. It's also like a side dancer. Take 3 more breaths to really press the hips forward, press the sternum forward, finding the back bend in your body. At the same time, balancing on your right hip, right leg. After your 3rd breath, or when you're ready, release the left foot, lowering it down, release the left arm, bringing both knees into your chest. And just taking a breath in and out. And with your next inhalation, pull that left knee up toward your underarm. Hook your left arm underneath your thigh, so around and underneath, just stretching out the back. Roll your left foot around in a few circles. And then circle the other direction. And then slide your hand to your thigh. Press your heel up toward the sky, stretching out the hamstring again. Softening the jaw. And if you can reach your hand up toward your toe, feel free to do that, coming into yogic toe lock. Let the left shoulder relax. And then on your exhalation, bend the knee in toward the body. You're going to roll yourself onto your belly. As you come onto your belly, make a pillow with your hands, forehead coming onto your hands, one stacked on top of the other. Rock a little side to side. And then draw your feet toward the ceiling and windshield wiper your legs side to side. Bring the legs to stillness and then lower them down toward the floor. Release your hands from underneath your head. Bring your arms to the side of your body with your palms up. Forehead stays on the floor. Keep your arms relaxed and down by your hips. And then as you next inhale, all I want you to do is lift your head up off the floor, pull your shoulders up toward the sky. Look straight down at your mat, and then exhale, lower down. Keep your abdominal wall engaged, pressing the pubic bone, hip bones toward the floor. Inhale, lift just the head, pull the shoulders up toward the sky, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Good. And then exhale, lower down. And do this a few times. Reaching away from the floor, lifting, and lowering down. Feeling the strength in your middle traps, your lower traps as you lift and lower. And the next time that you lift, hold there, lifting up. Turn your head to the right, looking to the right, and then come back through center. Turn your head to the left, come back through center, and lower down. If that feels okay in your body, go ahead and move through that sequence again. Otherwise, just lift and lower. Good. Keeping the abdominal wall strong. So it's a lift, turning right, back through center, turning left, back through center, lower down. The next time that you've turned to the right, come back through center, lower all the way down, turn your head to one side and completely release. Take a few deep breaths into the back side of your body, filling up and letting go. And return your forehead or chin or lips to your mat. Slide your hands with the palms up underneath your body. So they'll come underneath your thighs or underneath your pelvis, wherever your arms kind of reach to. Tuck yourself under there. And with the forehead, chin, or lips on the floor, on an exhalation, hug the navel in, squeeze the buttocks, and lift both legs off the floor. If both legs is too much, just do one. Try and keep the forehead or the chin on the floor, shoulders pulling away from the ears. Nice. Holding. And if holding's too much, lift and lower. Otherwise, breathing here, feeling the strength in the lower back, the strength in the glute muscles. Reach back through your toes, lengthening. If you can, 3 more breaths. If that's too many, lower your legs. Stay present. Be with the posture. After the 3rd breath, or when you're ready, release the legs all the way down. Release your hands, turn your head to the other side. Relax the body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. And then draw your feet up toward the ceiling once more. Windshield wipering your feet. This time windshield wiper so that your feet go out away from each other and then cross at the ankles. Out and away and then crossing at the ankles. So still opening and closing. These are like European windshield wipers.
Oh, okay.
And then bringing that movement to stillness. Lowering the legs down to the floor. Slide your left arm up and over your head. Hug your navel in a little bit and roll yourself over onto your left side. Make any adjustments that you need to. The knees at first will tuck in slightly toward the chest just to get yourself settled. You can extend that left arm straight away from you, resting your ear on your bicep, or you can bend the elbow, making more of a pillow underneath the head. Once you're here, draw your navel in and then start to straighten your legs, stacking your hips one on top of the other. Tailbone draws toward your heels and then press out through your feet like the wall is right there and you're trying to press against the wall. Lift your pubic bone slightly up toward your navel and reach out through the crown of your head. Separate your legs, lifting the top leg off the bottom leg. Check in with this side of your body. It might be different. The right fingers are right near your belly or your chest, lightly on the floor. You can stay right here or lift the bottom leg up as well. Try and keep the hips stacked. Keep pressing through the heels. When you press through your heels, it keeps your pelvis in a more stable position, supports your back a little more. Keep in mind, one side may feel different than the other. Do what you can where you are. Breathing, reaching. You can play with a little bit of a lighter touch in your right fingertips. And then if you'd like, take that arm up toward the ceiling, reach through the crown of your head, reach through your heels, reach through your fingers. Notice the support you get from all parts of the body. Keep the navel drawn in slightly. Breathing. And then as you exhale, release your hand, lower the legs down, bend the knees in. And just take a few breaths, feeling and receiving. Are you holding on to any tension or worry in the body from the posture, and you're not doing the posture anymore? Just like things in our life, we hold on and continue to worry and stress. Let go. And from here, straighten your legs just a little bit. The bottom leg will be your support. Draw your right heel toward your buttocks. Take your right hand to your right foot or your ankle and pull the foot back toward your buttocks, coming into that side dancer or half a side bow. Keeping that bottom knee bent will give you more support. If you want more work, straighten the bottom leg, pressing out through the heel. That will require a little more balance. Reach through the crown of the head. Soften your right shoulder as you press the foot into the hand, creating the back bend. Nice. Fill the belly with your breath. One more breath here. And then with your next exhalation, release the hand, release the foot, pull the knees in slightly closer to the belly. Just release it. And then on inhalation, pull your right knee up towards your underarm, up toward the sky. Hand reaches underneath the thigh to just hug the knee in, stretching out the lower back slightly. And roll that right foot around your ankle a few times. And go the other way. Bring the foot to stillness, slide the hand to the back of the thigh, press the thigh up toward the ceiling, draw your navel in slightly, and then find the position for your hand that works best for you. The yogic toe lock is pointer, middle fingers scoot in between first and second toe, and the thumb wraps around. But you can also hold on to the calf or continue just to hold on to the thigh. Let your right shoulder relax. And then on your exhalation, bend the knee in, go ahead and release. And then from here, you'll roll onto your back again. Bringing your feet in close to the buttocks. Having one of your blocks nearby. And I'll come around and they're not quite close. And then this time as we come into bridge, you're going to press into your feet, lift the buttocks up, but slide the block underneath your lower back. It can be on its first, second, or third level. Slide it so that it's coming about halfway on the fleshy part of the buttocks, halfway on the flatter part of the lower back, coming into supported bridge. Let the shoulders relax down, allow the chest to open. And for a few moments before you rest into the posture, feel the work of the posture by pressing into your feet, opening up across your collarbones and lengthening the back of your neck. You can even take your hands together underneath you and press your knuckles away from you. Knees draw in slightly. Nice. And then take one more breath with a little bit of the work with support, and then just let the block hold you. Let your arms release, keeping the back of the neck long so the chin draws in toward the chest. No worries, you're being held, supported and taken care of. You can stay right here. If you'd like to come into a different version of the half shoulder stand that we started in the beginning, one at a time, bring one knee in towards your chest and then the other, making sure you feel stable on your block. You can always adjust the height of the block. And then bring both heels up to the ceiling, legs reaching up. Let your shoulders relax. The last part of this posture would be to inhale, raise your arms up, palms facing one another, just like you did in the beginning of class. So the fingers are coming up toward the ceiling. Palms facing one another. See if you can relax the corners of your eyes, the corners of your lips. On an exhalation, release your arms. Bring your knees in toward your belly. And one at a time, lower your feet to the floor. And then if you'd like to come into a stretch for the front side of the body, first start by just straightening your right leg. Noticing how that feels. You might only do one leg at a time, or feel free to send both feet toward the front edge of your mat, pressing through your heels. The arms can float up and overhead, stretching the whole body. The heels rest on the floor. Feeling the extension in your spine, opening the front of the body. Checking in with your back as you release the posture. The arms come down first for support if you need them. And then one at a time, navel draws in, and then bend one knee, foot flat to the floor, then the other. Let yourself settle on the block for a moment. And then press into your feet to lift the hips, slide the block out, pull your hips forward a little to lengthen your spine, and then release the spine down to the earth. Take a moment here, coming back into neutral. Once more, feeling the earth beneath you. And one at a time, bring one knee into the chest and then the other, hugging the knees in, rocking a little side to side or circling the knees, whatever would feel good to you. Moving in both directions. Back to center. Just float your arms out to your sides. T position, the palms can be up or down. If your back bothers you, lower your feet to the floor before coming into the twist. And if your back feels fine, lower both knees over to the right. The feet come to the floor, the knees come to the floor. Try and keep that left shoulder on the floor if you can. And then turn your head to the right today. If you'd like, slide your left arm up and over your head, just deepening the stretch in the side of the body. Reaching the fingers toward the back of the room. Feeling the rotation in the spine. And lowering the left arm down toward the front edge of your mat. Hug the navel in. Lift the top knee up first and followed by the bottom, coming back through center. Take a moment to adjust. And then allow the knees to go over to the left, coming into the twist. If you'd like, slide the left arm, kind of like a the right arm up like a snow angel over the head, just stretching that side body. On an exhalation, start to release the right arm back down toward the side. On an inhalation, lifting the right knee up, followed by the left, bringing both knees into the chest. Hugging your knees in. And I'm going to come around and place the bolster so that it will be underneath your knees. When you straighten your legs, you're welcome to adjust it and move it. We'll be coming into relaxation. If there's anything that you might need, feel free to grab that. If you need to do some additional movement, go ahead and move any way that would feel good to you. Let the shoulders move away from your ears. If you didn't grab an eye pillow or a Kleenex and you'd like one, bring a hand to your belly and I will bring you an eye pillow. As you settle in, take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And with the exhalations, sink down. Start to release. feel held. Nothing to worry about. Notice the breath coming in and out of the body. For a few moments, notice the rise and fall of your belly and your chest. Yourself expand and open and release. When you're ready, begin to move your fingers and toes. Begin to move any way that feels good to your body. You might slowly turn your head side to side, or stretch the arms overhead, or stretch out through the legs. Come back into your body. Eventually bend your knees and roll over to your favorite side to lie in fetal position. Is nothing to worry about. What if you could just let go of worry for brief moments during the day? Just like the breath, worry comes in and worry leaves. Breathe in. Out. Keeping your eyes closed if you can, press down into the floor with your top hand, and as if you were a coat draped over a chair, pull yourself all the way up to sitting. You might sit on the bolster or any way that feels good to your body. And allow your spine to be long. Feel yourself rooted and grounded, connected. Taking in this quote as we close our class, your problem has already been solved. You just haven't got to that point in time yet. Your problem has already been solved. You just haven't gotten to that point in time yet. Bring your hands to your heart in prayer position and bow your head to your heart and the light that resides there. Hari Om, peace, peace, peace. May there be peace within each one of you. May there be peace on this journey that is your life. And may you know that you are exactly where you are meant to be at this moment. Join me in the sound of Om by inviting the breath into the body. Those of you who are new, we should close our class saying Jai Bhagwan, which means may your yoga and your life be victorious. Jai Bhagwan.
Jai Bhagwan.
And then turning to one another and offering Jai as a way of saying thanks for practicing Jai. Thanks for coming tonight.